Hi, everyone. Welcome to Würth Knowing. We have such a fun topic today that I am really looking forward to. And I have a good friend of mine with us today. Ed, tell our audience what we're going to be talking about.
So let's talk today about digital distribution systems. Digital distribution in the marketplace is known as many things. Some people will say, digital rack space or digital inventory, but really we're talking about digital distribution.
Okay.
So,
I've heard of those things. Yeah, interesting. So what's the purpose of it in a general sense?
So the purpose of it in a general sense is supply chains. There is some rigidity in the supply chains that we have problems with parts being delivered on time, C parts coming in, you have out of stock, you have gaps.
Sure.
There's all kinds of things that can go wrong.
Oh, yeah.
So what we've done and what we're working on is digital distribution.
Okay.
So how can we use new technology to actually take those frittable parts out of your supply chain, the places where it breaks down?
Okay.
How do we fix that?
Okay.
And so for an example, let's say you have a storm, and so your parts are coming up from maybe South America, they're moving into the US, and you want to distribute those to your factories so your factories can keep working. But the port takes a weather-related casualty.
Okay.
It's something broke. Now that ship can't dock, and you get informed that it's going to be 6 weeks before your parts are on site.
Yeah, it's a loss of a lot of productivity.
Productivity, people, that's going to impact a lot of people's lives.
For sure.
But what if there was a system that would sit in the background and just automatically go, oh, well, that delivery is going to be late. Well, let me take care of that for you.
Okay. So it would fill in.
It'd fill in.
That'd be awesome.
And what if you didn't have to change your business practices or your operational practices?
Sounds like magic.
So it is magic. It is magic. It's complicated magic. It's pretty scary sometimes, but yeah,
Certainly
it's
like
cool.
magic.
It is magic.
So Ed, all of this sounds truly remarkable, amazing stuff. I'm really trying to wrap my head around how it all works. Where do we even start with this?
That's a great question. We hear that all the time from the companies we talk with.
Sure.
So in modern manufacturing, everything starts with a design file, right? It's engineered, they know what material they need it out of, and then that becomes what we call a digital twin.
Okay.
And so traditional manufacturing, that original data file goes to manufacturing, right? Whether it's a machine tool that makes a screw or a nut or a bolt or some injection molded part. The digital twin is just a accurate digital representation of that design file.
Okay. So it's taking the original drawing or engineered design and making a digital version of it.
Correct. And there may be a few things that have to change just because of the way the manufacturing methods are different, but by and large, that is on the original equipment manufacturer to specify that.
Okay.
A great example is this part right here.
Yeah.
So this is a dental.
Seen that at the dentist.
It's a dental tool, right? They just jam it in there and they poke around. And what's interesting about this handle is autoclavable. It's a plastic. It means it goes into an oven and it kills all the germs in it. So it can be used over and over and over again.
Oh, I love that.
And this is a specific type of plastic that is medical grade, which means it doesn't hold biocontaminants and it's safe for all the medical stuff you do.
Yeah, I would wonder about that for sure.
Yeah, and so, but it's 3D printed.
Interesting.
So that's where we move into the realm of 3D printing. I can print everything. For example, this grip here is a flexible material.
Yeah, which is different because that's a hard material.
That's a hard material. That's a squishy material.
Yeah, for sure.
We can print squishy materials, hard materials. We can go all the way up to titanium, stuff that flies in space.
Okay.
Can be 3D printed.
Anything, any material, and any design from an original product can be used to create a 3D printed version of it, twin version of it.
Yes, the digital twin.
Yeah.
And so and we hear it all the time.
Yeah.
Oh,
quality.
but the quality. Oh my gosh.
I was just going to ask you about that.
Well, and great minds think alike. That's what it is. So quality-wise, the supply chain company isn't dictating, oh, you have to make it out of this specific plastic. Well, that's not our job. Our job is to get the parts where they need to be. Right?
Fair. Yep.
Okay. So we go to the company as they set up the digital twin, work with them, for example, to source the correct material that they need.
Yep.
It's not us telling them what material. We help them figure out what materials are available, what they can print, what they can use.
Meets the needs.
Meets the needs. And then we create this thing called a digital recipe. Now, the digital recipe, so you've done some baking.
I love to bake.
I've just knowing your background, I'm pretty sure.
I mean, and who doesn't like a cupcake?
That's
right?
true. That's true. That's true. So when you're building your cupcake, you build a recipe, and you're supposed to use a 1/4 cup of flour.
Sure.
If you use a 1/2 cup of flour,
Ruined.
Somebody is not going to be happy with their cupcakes. Which I get that. I mean, I understand things happen, but ultimately, when we build that digital recipe, we are very precise from a quality perspective.
Sure.
What is required to take that digital twin and create an OEM certified QA-able part with full traceability.
Sure.
Okay, so that's really what the digital recipe does.
Okay.
And then you think about it, right? So everybody's heard about 3D printing and they're everywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what if I could take that digital recipe and send it to your printer in your home so you can print?
So my amazing cupcakes can be anybody's amazing cupcakes.
You could instantly distribute your cupcakes globally because it follows the same recipe.
Yeah.
And it follows your standard. You set the standard as far as QA.
Yep.
And that's really where digital distribution leans into. And you think about all the problems that we have sometimes with supply chain, right? We have, and there things happen, right?
Right.
But in a global economy, those things that happen really impact your company and they impact your employees and they impact your downstream companies you're dealing with. So we can use this as a safety net.
Yeah. Sounds like the future.
It's coming.
Well, Ed, it sounds like the quality's the same, the material's the same. That's great. If I'm not a part of digital distribution yet, though, how does this process start for me?
The easiest way is you don't have to change anything. So the way you order parts now are the way you can order parts with digital distribution.
All right.
Right? And so it's transparent to your business process.
All right.
It's
so you don't have to change anything.
You don't have to change anything, which is always good, right? Setting up the initial system, you'll have some work you'll have to do. You'll have to set like your minimum, maximum, and all the standard inventory thing. But those data fields drive the intelligence behind the system.
But it integrates seamlessly. It sounds like. Okay.
Right, because the system is triggered by the exact same ordering purchase order process you use right now.
Okay. So then, Ed, let's talk about that. So I've gotten into this digital distribution realm. I'm still traditionally sourcing the vast majority of the items I need to produce my product. A big storm hits, my shipment doesn't come in. How does then the digital distribution piece start?
It's automatic.
Okay.
Think of it like an emergency generator. You don't really care about you do your maintenance and stuff, but your generator sits there and it doesn't do anything until there's a demand prompt.
Okay. Power goes out, generator kicks on.
Exactly. So that's a term we use is demand prompt. So your ordering system will notice that ship's going to be late. It'll get a notification the shipment's delayed.
Okay.
The minute it gets a notification the shipment's delayed, in traditional supply chain, we would have our purchasing agents losing their minds trying to figure out where to buy these parts from.
Right.
Okay. But the digital distribution just kind of sits back quietly and says, oh, we're going to miss a shipment. Okay, here's these options. And it will go to a qualified supplier that can provide those 3D printed parts geolocated to where you're at.
Okay. So it'll find the closest facility that won't be interrupted by said storm that caused the issue to begin with.
Correct. So for the guy on the line putting components together, it's completely transparent.
Okay.
And to your business practices, it's completely transparent.
So nothing changes for me or for the people on the line doing the work.
Correct.
Oh, that's phenomenal.
But that's not all.
Wait, okay, expand.
Since it's a digital system, we track how data moves through the system.
Okay.
So we can bring business intelligence back to our supply chain.
Okay, so it becomes predictive.
It becomes predictive.
Okay.
So we can predict certain events. So, for example, if we have a certain carrier that brings our supplies to us,
Yep.
but for some reason, we have a problem on this route a few times a week.
Sure. It's always late.
It's always late.
I've had, yep.
And we've all seen that. We work with them to try to solve it, but now we have data. So now we know. So the closer we can get to figuring out the cause,
Okay.
we can take corrective action or do whatever we need to do to make that work.
Okay.
Right? Same thing with what happens if your company has gets a new contract.
And we celebrate.
Out of the blue, you were celebrating. Meanwhile, the purchasing agent is trying to figure out how to convince the manufacturer to make an extra 10,000 parts a month.
Okay.
Right? And so then the manufacturer's going to come back. It's off spec.
We don't have the material.
We don't have the material.
Sure.
We don't have the injection tools. But what if this system could say, oh, 10,000 parts a month, not a problem.
So it picks up the slack.
So yeah, and you could do a hybrid delivery. You could do 3D printed parts and the traditional OEM parts.
Yeah.
They're exactly the same because we go back to the digital twin.
Yeah, okay. Also, yeah, I can see this working if, let's say, we just didn't buy enough and we need that sort of additional product.
Yeah, somebody missed a zero on something.
Oh, sure,
yeah.
sure.
So and that is something, or something happens. Maybe they mislabeled box got shipped.
Oh boy, you get the wrong product. That is also relatable.
You know, that's very relatable. You know, you get the wrong product delivered. Meanwhile you've got stuff to get out the door. You got shipments to make.
And as luck would have it, something's going to be back ordered.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
But what if the system could say, okay, well, when you went to scan it in, right, and they crack it open and they look at it, it's the wrong part. He rejects the shipment. The minute he rejects the shipment, loading dock, it automatically queues the 3D prints to be sent to a local service center to bring it in on last mile delivery tomorrow.
Saves production.
Saves production. Saves production. Then we can deal with the vendor on the other side. But we're not stopping production while we deal with it.
Right.
And then we track that data. And over time, we build what's called a data lake. And then that data lake gives us business analytics to make better decisions in the future.
Right, to eliminate future errors.
That's right.
Win-win. Well, Ed, I think we would all agree that there is so much benefit to digital distribution from being able to complement our traditional distribution methods without ever needing to stop production. And all of this without very much change to how we're already doing it, and getting product that's equally as good and made from the same quality materials as the original product would be. So thank you for coming and sharing all this information with the Würth Knowing audience. Super exciting stuff. So Ed, I appreciate you so much.
Well, thank you for having me.
Of course, pleasure's mine. And thank you, everyone. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.